Obadiah and Psalm 83. Woe to Edom. The book of Obadiah and Psalm 83 are foundational texts within a framework that outlines the geopolitical conspiracy to erase the identity of Israel and the subsequent total destruction of Edom's global dominance. 1. The global conspiracy, Psalm 83. Psalm 83 details a covert, multinational alliance specifically engineered to systematically wipe out the memory and knowledge of the true Israelites. The objective, Psalm 83, 4, they have said, "Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Within this doctrine, this verse explains the historical stripping of names, languages, and heritage from the true descendants during the transatlantic slave trade. The Confederates, Psalm 83, 5-8, the text explicitly names the architects of this identity erasure. Significantly, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites are listed first, followed by Moab, the Hagarenes, Jebel, Ammon, Amalek, a chief branch of Edom, Philistia, Tyre, and Assur, Assyria. The interpretation. This is viewed as a literal prophetic blueprint of a global hidden agenda where Edomite and allied Gentile powers conspire to hide the true bloodline of Israel and substitute themselves in their place. 2. The pride and geographic deception of Edom, Obadiah. The book of Obadiah is a singular, direct prophecy of doom against the nation of Edom, focusing heavily on their arrogance and physical strongholds. The clefts of the rock, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground. The interpretation. This geographic marker links Edom directly to the architectural styles of Petra, ancient Rome, Greece, and modern Western capitals, characterized by stone pillars, Colosseums, and neoclassical government buildings. Their global military, technological, and spacefaring dominance, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 4 has deceived them into believing their rule is permanent. 3. The violence against Jacob, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10-14. Obadiah outlines the exact charges brought against Edom, centering on how they treated their brother Jacob during his captivity. Shame and cutting off, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob's shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Standing aloof, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 11-12. Edom is condemned for watching the destruction of Israel, rejoicing over their captivity, and actively participating in the division of their forces. The intersection with slavery, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 14. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. In Hebrew Israelite theology, this directly correlates to Edomite and Gentile powers hunting down, enslaving, and shipping the true Israelites into the diaspora. 4. The reversal of fortune, the day of the Lord. Obadiah prophesies a literal eye for an eye execution of divine justice upon Edom and the Confederate nations. The law of return, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. This explicitly marks the end of Gentile and Edomite global dominion through physical and spiritual subjugation. The house of Esau is stubble, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. The final verdict. This verse dictates that the prophetic end of Edom is total, physical eradication. Unlike other biblical nations that face captivity or restoration, Esau's lineage is slated for absolute termination after the true Israelites are restored to power. The kingdom restored, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 21, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. The end of the world belongs to Esau, but the beginning of the world that follows belongs to Jacob. 2 Esdras 6:9.